Hi YouTube, welcome back to another video where I sit here and talk to you about something new every day. Today's topic is like having fear and guilt out of nowhere, either when you are, trying to accomplish something in life, or you're trying to, whatever you're trying to do with your life. A lot of us face this area where we have like fear and we have guilt along that fear. So if you have any, side of these, I want you to stick around because I'm gonna share some solid tips. And again, before I dive into this, I just want to say, like, most of the things that I be sharing are coming from my own experience. So that doesn't mean like it's gonna align 100% with whatever you're going through, but it is, 90% like something that I went through and I overcome. So this is what I'm sharing. Having fear and having guilt at the same time is, a way you're trying to accomplish something and you're not really fully investing into your potential. And this is how you're thinking that you haven't reached like a certain potential and you have like a lot going on that you still can't give more, but because you're not giving more, you're afraid that you're gonna lose that thing, and then you're gonna have guilt at the same time that I feel guilty that I'm not putting this much potential that I feel inside outside. And I went through this where I just, I had guilt with me the whole time. And that because I realized at a certain point that I'm just trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be the person that is gonna give 200% every day, no matter what the situation is. And so it's like I had to just sit down and reflect on like, what would that look like? So if I had to just look at it from a biological perspective, I am not fully capable to deliver 200% every single day for the rest of the month. Like, this is not happening. This is not how I'm built. Like, I'm built different. And so I would say, like, just start listening to your body, because developing high cortisol was like one of the worst things that I experiment and experienced at the same time. So I'm not happy to say, like, sometimes we drive ourselves into an unhealthy point, and we have to just be aware of it and know exactly what is the something that we are looking at it as, this is my worth and this is something that I'm not gonna let go of. I remember just sitting down and then just telling myself, why am I feeling guilty? And then I was like, because I feel like I'm not giving that 100% every day, and I feel guilty that, oh my god, this is not me, I should be giving that. And then I was like, why would I want to give 100%? To whom am I trying to prove that this is me? Am I trying to seek validation? Am I trying to blah blah blah? So I kept just asking myself the why until I reach a point of like, okay, I'm just expecting myself to be perfect and to give more, while I'm not built for this. And I have to listen to my body, because at that time I already developed high cortisol, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and all of these type of things. And I was like breaking out, and I had like all of these problems coming all at once. It's like my body, with all shapes and sizes and forms, tried to tell me that this is not for us. You're just putting too much on us, and we cannot do this with you anymore. So I didn't want to let go of my body. I didn't want my body to turn, his back on me. So I started looking at myself of like, what would be something that I will not have fear, accompanying me along the time, and will not have guilt at the same time when I don't do it or when I put it away. And I started taking like, okay, I'm just gonna prioritize what I would do for the week, and I gotta just stick to accomplishing that goal. And when I don't accomplish the goal, I'm gonna have a normal reaction, simply because I already planned everything and I gave my all. I gave the time, the energy, I was present the whole time. So sort of like just developing this sense of like, sometimes we give a lot, but we have to start listening to our bodies, and we listen to what would be something around like our day that we will have to prioritize every day. So for me, like, I started just prioritizing certain tasks for like certain days and for certain weeks. Like, there are weeks where I just focus on, for example, just writing content. There are weeks where I focus only on filming it. There are weeks where I just focus on talking to people. There are weeks where I just network. So it's like all of these has to be like balanced, and you will not get to it immediately. You will have to plan and fail at it, and then do it again, and then. So that was like my case on in terms of like the guilt. So my guilt literally disappeared simply because I know every day that I already planned the month, I already planned the week, I already planned the day. And I am open also, I'm keeping like this idea inside my head that this day can change, this month can change, this week. So I'm always open to flexibility to be able to just operate on a good level. So that helped me like really like let go of the feeling of being guilty, because most of the time when we feel guilty, we know we haven't taken any actions. We feel like we're just feeding into something that is really not giving any signs of growth, and we blame ourselves, and that would just make you a perfectionist, and you're not gonna move ahead with anything in your life. So, and then the fear that I was having along the way is like, oh my God, that kind of fear of like, I'm guilty about it, and I'm afraid that this is gonna make me, this is gonna make me unsuccessful, or this is gonna make me this, that, and the other. So the moment that guilt, disappeared because of the actions that I took, the fear also is gone. The self-sabotaging behavior was gone. Everything else that I was dealing with at that point just started disappearing, and then I started becoming healthier and healthier. So what I would say is like, no matter what you do, know that when you can't push, it's like showing up. Sometimes like I show up for days where I just making sure that showing up for me is like the one goal that I want to accomplish that day. And to me, like, if I showed up, inside of me, I'm telling myself, you're successful, you've done it. So it's like you overcame the thought of like sleeping or not wanting to do anything in life, not wanting to do anything, in any way, shape, or form. And we go through this, like all of us, we go through this, but reality is like, we gotta just know when to listen to our heads and our bodies, and when not to listen to it. Because sometimes your head just wants you to keep safe, to be comfortable, and blah blah blah, and it's a trap for you to not risk things, to not try something new, to not go out, to but it's like when your body start giving you signs, it means like you are just literally playing with your nervous system. And if you remember, like when I started putting these videos every day, I just said like I was able to actually work on my nervous system and getting it back on track. Not because like I needed any medication or anything, but because like that kind of stress and high cortisol that I was dealing with caused me like a lot of health, challenges and problems, that I wasn't able to actually, film or do something that I like, which is YouTube. So I took time to just reflect on like, how do I want to look at my life, and what kind of life I want to build for myself. And I was like, if I'm stressed and I feeling guilty, I just want the opposite of this, and I want to be completely satisfied and completely happy, and accepting the fact that I or nobody in this world is perfect. So at least I know how my body would react to certain things, and I have to plan things according to that. Done. And the moment that I started like taking actions according to all of these things, that I was looking at it from a health perspective, things start shifting. So if you're watching this video and you're dealing with, like, let's say guilt, fear, whatever you're going through, like, this video is meant to find you, to tell you, like, most of us are dealing with the same exact thing. And the key here is just to find a way where you get to solve it for yourself according to how it looks like, you know, from your perspective. And that's another reason why I be telling people, like, I'm just talking from my own experience, because what is something that I did to let go of my guilt, fear, whatever, may not work for you. But you will have to try, fail at things when you are, like, trying to solve it until you find yours. Like, for example, I cannot give you, like, oh, this is my calendar, like, Wednesday, Friday you'll be writing content, Monday you film it, throughout the day, you know, put sales, this, that, and the other. No, it's not gonna work for you. You have to try it and find your balance by yourself, because success to us is different, and also operation to each one of us is also unique and different. And that's why, like, it's not business related, but that's why most people in business try to tell you, like, be unique. What they want to tell you is, like, how you solve your problem is already unique to what you're already doing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.